These games are something special.
As soon as the schedules come out, people in both cities, start marking on their calendar the days that the opposing team is going to be in town. They already figure that's going to be 3 or 4 sick days they need to call in and cash in.
You always hear about it, but I never really thought I would be part of it. So now I get to see what it's really like, and hopefully it's the Red Sox century, and hopefully it's time for us to change the luck around and make a Red Sox nation again.
And these are two of the premier teams in the major leagues, and play each other 19 times. So these classic confrontations you've had between Pedro and Clemens and Cena. I guess we have David Wells this week versus Pedro. So it's really exciting, and I guess hopefully we're going to have some nice warm weather. So that makes it doubly enticing.
John Henry also said he was especially looking forward to Monday's game, the Patriots Day game. He said in all of his years in baseball, he'd never been to a baseball game that began in the morning. And, of course, Patriots Day, the game always begins at 11 a.m., and we'll use this as a plug. Bob and Jim will have the game, as you know, Nesson. 10:30, you'll get it started with Red Sox Digest. Right now, we throw it back to you guys.
All right, Tommy, as you're moving around the ballpark tonight, remember, be very careful. I know you'll be back with us a little bit later to talk about the Yankees
We
again.
got the flak jacket on tonight. We'll be okay.
There you go. You don't have to worry about the Red Sox fans, Jimmy, because they always behave themselves well. But this is an energetic weekend, no doubt about it. But both of us grew up in New England. And I'll tell you what, everybody that watches Nesson, they know that I just don't like the Yankees. I've never liked them. When we grew up, 1978, that playoff game, I'll never forget it. That was the most heartbreaking day I've had in baseball. But that was a team, Jim, that we really didn't like. That era of Yankee baseball, the Mickey Rivers and Craig Nettles and Goose Gossage and all those guys, you just didn't like them. You grew up in New England, too. You had to have the same feeling.
Yeah, they were the bad boys coming in here. That rivalry never go away because of this era, and just because of the Babe, the stuff that's happened with that. But when this happened right here, I remember seeing this when I was home, and it was unbelievable.
As a kid growing up, you're watching these two teams go at it. I mean, there was a genuine dislike between the players, the coaches, the ownership, the fans. I mean, it was nasty.
Yeah, and it's carried over with the fans. The fans have kept this thing going. I think over time, over the last 20+ years, that it's kind of died with the players, the animosity and stuff like that, because guys have switched teams more often. Right. Guys aren't with a team for 15 years and build up this animosity. Guys are bouncing all over the place, and I think that has something to do with it.
It's a little bit more about pride these days. They may not have that same emotion, the same hate, but they want to win these games, the Red Sox and Yankees. It's a big weekend at Fenway, the American League East. Yeah, the top spot's on the line. We'll be taking your phone calls here on Red Sox Digest coming up. It's 1-866-ASK-NESSON. We want you to join in and participate in our broadcast. And, of course, Jerry Remy will be taking your questions at Nesson.com and Boston.com as well a little bit later in the show. Stay with us.
Baseball on Nesson is provided by Verizon, How to Get Life Done, the Yawkey Foundation, Dunkin' Donuts, Loosen Up a Little, and Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
The faces and places may change over time, but one thing remains constant. Even in April, the rivalry runs deep. The Red Sox host the Yankees next on Nesson. Live from Fenway Park in Boston, Nesson presents exclusive coverage of Boston Red Sox baseball. Tonight, the Red Sox take on the New York Yankees. Hi, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, as always, joined by Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. The Red Sox and Yankees have each lost 2 apiece coming in the first game of the 4-game series. And, Jerry, it's a different-looking Yankee team this year.
Well, Don, there's only one goal for the New York Yankees every year, and that's to win the World Series. Last year, of course, going to the World Series but not winning, you'd figure there were going to be a number of changes. Last year's club, no longer Tino Martinez. Paulo Neal retired. Scott Brocious retired. We saw Knobloch beat the Red Sox over the last couple of nights. And Dave Justice off to a good start with the Oakland Athletics. But they have made some improvements on their team. Jason Giambi, he's going to have a huge year for the New York Yankees. Carsey helping out the bullpen. Ventura certainly is an upgrade at third base. David Wells off to a great start. And Rondell White currently on a 7-game hitting streak. One thing you know about George Steinbrenner, when they don't win the World Series, they're going to make some changes. And most people feel this is a better Yankee ball club than a year ago.
El Duque had to miss the start yesterday. Roger Clemens stepped in, did not fare well. El Duque hopes to go tonight. He'll go against Darren Oliver, who's been a Yankee killer, 5-1 with a 4.19 ERA. Back with the starting lineups in the first pitch from Fenway after this.
Later.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Fenway Park. The Yankees are here for the first of 4. And the lights are on at Fenway, mostly cloud-covered Fenway Park, where we should be precipitation-free tonight. And the Yankees are here. Let's take a look at their starting lineup. Alfonso Soriano leads it off. He'll be at second base. Derek Jeter batting second at shortstop. Bernie Williams out in center field bats third. Jason Giambi, the cleanup hitter, bats fourth. Rondell White in left. Ron Coomer, the former Twin, at third base. Shane Spencer in right bats seventh. Nick Johnson, the designated hitter. And Alberto Castillo does the catching. He bats ninth.
The defense tonight for the Red Sox, Shea Hillenbrand at third base, Ray Sanchez at shortstop, Carlos Baega at second, Tony Clark at first, Ramirez, Damon, and Nixon in the outfield. Doug Mirabelli gets the start behind the plate, and on the mound, left-handed Darren Oliver. His only appearance this season was in relief of Pedro Martinez on opening day. He worked an inning and 2/3 in that ball game, making his first start against a team that he's pitched pretty well against throughout his career, 5-1.
The Yankees coming in at 7-3 on the season. They've lost 2 in a row. The Red Sox at 4-3, and they have lost 2 in a row. Soriano carves that foul back to the backstop. The Yankees ended up losing the last 2 games of a series north of the border against the Toronto Blue Jays. The Red Sox dropped 2 out of 3 to the Kansas City Royals. The first of 4 here tonight at Fenway. The 0-2.
Last year, Darren Oliver faced the Yankees twice. He beat him twice with a 1.38 ERA. That's when he was with the Texas Rangers.
Soriano stays alive. First start for Darren Oliver since October the 7th at Seattle last year as a member of the Texas Rangers. And over, of course, in the trade for Carl Everett, a high earned run average last year. At 6.20 as a member of the Texas Rangers. Getting the spot start here tonight, largely because of his success against the New York Yankees over the course of his career. The 1-2 to Soriano. Got him. 1 down. A nice start for Darren Oliver.
Let's take a look at the game notes brought to you by Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. All-time record against the Red Sox for the Yankees. They lead it. Actually, they don't lead it. They're down by a couple. Yankee starters 2.70 ERA. That's the best in the American League. Red Sox 3, 4, and 5 hitters, 0 for 22 in the last 2 games.
One away, here's Derek Jeter, who started the year at 295, a home run. And 7 runs batted in. That right foot right on the back line of the batter's box on the right side. On the ground to his left is Sanchez. Ends up on the second base side before throwing Jeter out 2 down.
Sanchez, of course, last year playing all shortstop with the Kansas City Royals and the Atlanta Braves. Moving over to that position for the first time during the regular season as Garcia Parra has the night off.
Number 51, the center fielder, Bernie Williams.
And Omar has tonight off. If you're just joining us, so does Jason Varitek. Doug Mirabelli getting the nod tonight, and Omar was told about 3 days ago, if you look at Jason Varitek, who's off tonight also, that he would take tonight off and kind of break up what is a string of 9 consecutive Red Sox games, and very little, even though Nomar showed no signs of having any problems coming off
the injury from last season. He nevertheless did not want him to go 9 straight. Kind of breaks it up with a day off in the middle. There are many who may be a little bit critical of Grady Little in regards to taking it off against the Yankees and the timing of giving him a day off. Some will say, why not against the Kansas City Royals, or why not against the Toronto Blue Jays? On both ends of this 4-game series with the Yankees, but nevertheless, it is April, and Omar is off tonight. Ernie Williams, a .257 start on the year. 0-2 just misses. Oliver wanted it. He was headed towards the dugout.
And you can't blame him for wanting that pitch.
Good to be right there. The 1-2. Little number down the third baseline is going to kick and hopefully roll foul for the Red Sox, and it does. As Bernie Williams was past first base by the time Shea Hillenbrand could pick it up with a foul ball. Yankees were 5-4 at Fenway Park a year ago, winning 3 straight to close out the season series last year. But more impressively, they won 8 of 9 contests at Yankee Stadium last year. They won the last 6 straight against the Red Sox in New York. Oliver missing, and it's 2-2.
Bernie Williams has had a lot of success against Oliver. .440 batting average with 3 home runs in his career against Darren Oliver.
If Williams can get on to continue the inning, Jason Giambi waits on deck. And the 2-2 misses, so Oliver was ahead 0-2, and now Williams has worked the count full 3-2. The Yankees are undefeated at home so far in the year, 3-0, 4-3 on the road so far. The payoff pitch. That misses, and again, not by much. Williams works the 2-out walk.
Well, that's about 3 pitches in that at bat that really could have gone either way. Bernie Williams picks up his 10th walk of the season. Oliver just misses the outside corner with the fastball again. Very close. Well, by the way, if you're watching in a sports bar right now close to Fenway, we understand that there are still a few seats available for this game. So if you want to run across the street, you might have a chance to get a ticket.
Oliver dealing with Jason Giambi. MVP 2 seasons ago as the runner-up to Ichiro last year. Giambi at .211, kind of a slow start. 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in. Took some ribbing from the Yankee faithful in the first home series for the Yankees. Certainly the great affection for Tino Martinez, who many fans did not like when Tino first arrived there, but it's amazing how much they liked him after all the championships that Tino Martinez was a part of. And of course, he left heading due St. Louis. Giambi comes over, signs the big contract, and a slow start for him, although 2 home runs now under his belt.
Well, I think Yankee fans are going to like Giambi very soon, too, because one thing you know about him, he's going to pop out of it. He's going to have a very good year.
He's too good a hitter not to, really. Very much enjoyed the Oakland clubhouse youth, and certainly playing with his brother over in Oakland. Through the left side into left field for a base hit. Bernie Williams will move up 90 feet to second, and with 2 outs, the Yankees have something going. A walk and a base hit. Rondell White will be next.
That's one thing about Giambi. He's done very well throughout his career. His handled left-handed pitching. .333 last year against lefties, .347 against righties. Did he finish second last year in the MVP voting behind Ichiro?
Ichiro.
And of course won it the year before.
Now Rondell White, another of the offseason acquisitions for the Yankees. His name bandied about during the offseason. Chops it left side. Sanchez going to go to second to get the middleman and to retire the side. The Yankees will leave a pair on, but they don't score. Red Sox coming up next. Base runners in the top of the first, unable to push one across. Take a look at the Boston starting lineup tonight. Johnny Damon in center field leads it off. Jose Offerman back in the number 2 spot, the DH. Shea Hillenbrand in the 3 spot. Why not? He's had a terrific beginning to the year. 7-game hitting streak for Shea. Andy Ramirez in the cleanup spot. Tony Clark at first base. Trot Nixon out in right. Carlos Baerga gets the start at second base. Doug Mirabelli in behind the dish, and Ray Sanchez at shortstop for the first time during the regular season.
The Yankees have struggled defensively in the early going. 12 errors in 10 games. Ron Coomer at third base. Derek Jeter the shortstop. Alfonso Soriano at second and Giambi at first. Left to right, Rondell White, Bernie Williams, and Shane Spencer. Alberto Castillo behind the plate. And on the mound, El Duque, Orlando Hernandez. The one start coming against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays at Yankee Stadium. 8 innings, only 1 hit allowed, had 7 strikeouts. Rivera closed that one out for El Duque.
Johnny Damon leads it off and takes strike 1. Johnny at 286 with a home run and 4 runs batted in. Thought he had perhaps the game-winning hit last night in the bottom of the 8th inning when he tripled down the right field line and scored Ray Sanchez, and at the time Boston on top 5-4. A tough top of the 9th inning in which Miguel Urbina allowed the Royals to come up with a very big inning. Ended up winning by a final of 8-5 over the Red Sox here last night, and the Royals took 2 out of 3. And a quick work of Johnny Damon for El Duque, 1 down.
Last year, El Duque beat the Red Sox twice. And in his career against Boston, 5-3. Outside corner with the fastball. Now, Oliver was not getting that call in the first inning against Bernie Williams, but El Duque certainly got it there against Johnny Damon.
So Damon quickly disposed of, and it brings up Jose Offerman, the designated hitter. Jose has not seen a lot of time as of late. He's back in the number 2 spot tonight, 1 for 8. So far in the season, a home run and a run batted in. Duque scratched from his scheduled start yesterday in Toronto. Roger Clemens stepped in on really short rest. A very difficult outing yesterday, and the Blue Jays beat up on the Yankees. And there was some question as to whether El Duque would make the start tonight. There's Roger. Apparently the neck stiffness has subsided enough for him to make the start tonight, and really they were going to wait to see how he felt warming up, and he starts the ball game tonight.
Jorge Posada also out of the lineup. He got hit with a foul tip on the shoulder yesterday, so he is not playing in this game tonight.
Former Met, Cardinal, and Toronto Blue Jay Alberto Castillo, the backup catcher for Jorge Posada, does the catching. On the ground, Soriano to his right. A good throw, and there's 2 down.
Mentioned some of the struggles the Yankees have had early defensively. Soriano already has 5 errors at second base. Last year had 19 total on the season.
Number 29, the third baseman, Shea Hillenbrand.
When he first came up, they were kind of using him at third base along with Scott Brocious, and then they put him in the outfield, and then of course with the problems that Chuck Knobloch continued to have, they put Knobloch in left and brought Soriano into second, and has been there ever since. Here's Shea Hillenbrand. Both rookies last year, both finishing in behind Ichiro. Hillenbrand off to the terrific start, a 7-game hitting streak to begin the year. They were equally aggressive to begin the season last year, at least halfway through the year, and there was a battle as to who would have the least amount of walks. Soriano ended up winning that, but Hillenbrand has been much more patient this year and has generally been taking the first pitch every time.
Yeah, both guys right now tied with 2 walks.
Jay had his first walk in early April. We found out last night it took until May 25th of last year to get his second walk. Down evens at 2-2.
Shay's also looking for his first hit ever against El Duque, 0 for 8 in his career.
El Duque, 32 years of age. Line drive, base hit into left field. Hillenbrand went down to get it. And a little two-out single to left for Shea Hillenbrand.
Pretty nice piece of hitting there by Shea Hillenbrand. 2 strikes, very protective, trying to make contact. Breaking ball down and away, right down with it. Gets it on the good part of the bat and slacks it in the left field for the base hit. Hillenbrand, 8 straight games to start the season.
Well, he sets the table for Manny Ramirez. He bats for the first time tonight. Manny at just 174 so far. A home run, 3 runs batted in. El Duque from the stretch for the first time. Manny goes the opposite way into right. Hillenbrand at second will stop there. Shane Spencer up with it quickly in shallow right. And the Red Sox, like the Yankees, have 2 on with 2 outs in the first inning.
Manny very comfortable hitting against El Duque. That inside-out swing takes the base hit to the opposite field. Dwight Evans, the Red Sox hitting coach, felt like the last couple of nights the Red Sox hitters were trying to pull the ball too much. That time you see Ramirez going to the opposite field for the base hit.
Well, the Yankees had 2 on with 2 outs, and Rondell White grounded out to end the inning. Red Sox hoping for a better fate in the last of the first. Duque wants to see his catcher, Alberto Castillo, and the 2 will meet at the base of the hill.
And the first time today they've had a man at second base. El Duque wants to make sure of the signs with Castillo, what set of signs they'll be using with the man in scoring position.
Tony Clark, who waits patiently at the plate, has struggled as of late. He has 1 hit in his last 16 at-bats for the Red Sox. He got off to a good start with 4 hits in his first 9 at-bats, but again, 1 for his last 16. Duque with a long look at second. Clark goes out after the first one. Ramirez at first, Hillenbrand at second, and the 0-1. Broken bat grounder goes into the Boston dugout. The bat, what's left of it, ends up back at second base, and Soriano will go to get it.
And Soriano had to go to his right on contact because he was going to get hit with the barrel of that bat. Duque that time jamming Tony Clark inside to break the bat. A pretty good distance right there. Just about a foot short of landing in the air on the outfield grass.
So Clark has got a new piece of lumber. 0-2 the count to him. Hernandez trying to get out of an early jam here in the bottom of the first inning. Now the 0-2. It's a little high. And it's 1-2. Clark can get on to continue the inning. Trot Nixon waits on deck. He'd be next. First a piece of business here between El Duque and Tony Clark. And he misses again. 2-2.
Left-handers have always had more success against El Duque than right-handers.
Got him. Big strikeout of Tony Clark to conclude the bottom of the first. The Red Sox leave a pair. We've played 1 without a score.
He's after 1. Let's take a look at the RBI leaders around baseball, brought to you by New England Ford dealers. Robin Ventura, who is not in the lineup tonight, 12 RBI. Jim Thome, 11. Brett Boone and Matt Morton are both tied with 10. National League, Mike Barrett of Montreal with 13. Barry Bonds, 12. Lance Brookman, 11. And Todd Zeile of Colorado, 10 RBI. The early leaders in both leagues.
6, 7, and 8 featured for the Yankees as we move to the second inning. Ron Coomer last year did his work as a member of the Chicago Cubs. Remember the name from the Minnesota Twins for several years as well. One of the off-season acquisitions. Coomer started the year in just 4 at-bats, going 2 for 4 with a home run and a run batted in, and had the pleasure of hitting a home run in his first plate appearance as a Yankee. First time it's happened for the Yankees since Glenn Allen Hill. He puts a charge into this one into the right center field gap. And a one-hop against the wall out there, and Coomer will cruise into second base with a leadoff double in the second inning.
Coomer, another pretty good addition to this Yankee ball club, a guy that can obviously spell Robin Ventura at third base and also play some first base if needed. Oliver with the fastball down, and Coomer to the opposite field. One bounce up against the bullpen wall. He has the leadoff double. Lost track of Ron Coomer for a while after he left the Minnesota Twins off to the Cubbies.
After 6 years with the Twins, he went to the Cubs. Just spent the 1 year with Chicago. Ended up hitting .261 there with 8 home runs in 111 games as a Cubby. Shane Spencer out after the first one, fouls it straight back. Spencer fresh off a game in which he was 1 for 3 with a double in the loss in Toronto yesterday. 5 hits in his last 21 at bats. And Oliver giving up a leadoff double to open up the second inning to Ron Coomer. And he misses inside, this time 2-1.
I guess you want to say you want to keep Coomer in the yard, because when he goes deep for the Yankees, they are 30-5 in those games. So maybe that's the game plan tonight for the Red Sox. Let's keep. Did I say Coomer? I meant to say Spencer. I'm sorry.
I was going to say they've so far kept Coomer in the yard.
He hasn't played that many games for the Yankees.
Kind of a big year for Shane. They're kind of hoping that he will break out this season for the Yankees. Return to the opening day starting lineup for New York this year. Started last year on the DL. Torn anterior cruciate ligament in his right knee. Did it on opening day at Shea Stadium and missed the remainder of the season. So tried to return a couple times last year in Columbus, AAA, but never did make it back. He's back with the Yankees. Full count now to Spencer. First base is vacant. I think I said he didn't return. He did return last year on June the 12th after having the surgery. 3-2 misses inside. It's ball 4. There's the second walk yielded by Darren Oliver, and all of a sudden the first 2 Yankees have reached here in the top of the second inning.
Batting 8, number 36, the designated hitter, Nick Johnson.
Now Nick Johnson, the designated hitter, and someone who was probably not pleased to see Jason Giambi arrive during the offseason. There were many that felt he would be the replacement of Tino Martinez when Tino would leave. The fine Yankee prospect made his major league debut a year ago and now being used pretty much as the DH, with Giambi playing at first. Bunts at it, pops it up foul off third.
I wouldn't imagine that's something Nick Johnson has been asked to do very much at the minor league level. Sacrifice. Hitting 8th in the lineup today, working against a left-hander. He may have missed a sign. Willie Randolph going down to have a little chat with him. Crosby. Nick took for granted they wanted him to sacrifice the men at first and second.
Johnson making his major league debut for the Yankees last year. In August the 21st at Texas, was 2 for 4 in his first game in the big leagues with the Yankees after a very successful minor league career. Johnson putting up some very big numbers as a member of the Norwich Navigators in Double-A with the Yankees. Really have been able to produce some pretty good rookies coming out of their system, along with the heavy, high-priced off-season acquisitions of some free agents. But Nick Johnson kind of representing a guy coming up from within the system. And of course, Joe Torre alongside Don Zimmer. A familiar sight in that Yankee dugout. So many successful runs. The runners are off, hopped up into shallow left. Manny jogging in. Ramirez is under it, and he'll make the catch. Spencer back to first, Coomer to second with now 1 away.
Apparently Johnson did miss the sign on that first pitch. We checked the numbers, and in 5 minor league seasons, he did not have a sacrifice bunt.
Batting 9, number 45.
Torre putting the hit and run play on in the 2-1 count.
Here is Alberto Castillo, backup catcher for the Yankees. Mentioned earlier, Jorge Posada. With an injured shoulder area after having a foul tip hit him. Able to start tonight. Posada getting the night off, and Alberto Castillo in there. 0 for 3 so far in the season. The last home run that Alberto Castillo hit was against Frank Castillo, and it was right here at Fenway Park. Frank certainly pitched well enough to perhaps get his second victory of the year last night, but fortunately does not have a victory under his belt. Bullpen has not helped Frank out. In there for the strike, 1-1.
Now, Frank's had 2 very good starts for the Red Sox. He got off slow last night, but then his timing, his rhythm down, better command of his pitches, and was outstanding for the second time this season.
Alberto Castillo, known mostly for his defense, very good throwing arm, has not hit much, but has been around the major leagues for a little while as a backup due to his defense. Really, that's the thing that has kept him in the major leagues. Up originally through the Mets system.
That's where you met him for the first time, right?
That is correct. He was the catcher for a lot of those big Mets prospects: Paul Wilson, Bill Pulsifer, Jason Isringhausen. On the ground, chopped to third, top hop. Hillenbrand trying to start the inning-ending double play, and does. 5 to 4 to 3, inning-ending twin killing. The Yankees don't score. Inning and a half complete. No score from Fenway. Coverage of Boston Red Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Citizens Bank, not your typical bank. By New England Ford. Ford is leading the way with the best-selling cars and trucks. Log on to newenglandford.com for details. And by Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Are you ready for a cold one? Welcome back to Fenway Park. No score at the end of an inning and a half. The Yankees have left 3 men aboard through the first 2 and a big double play.
One step back for Hillenbrand. Not perfect fielding position, but get rid of the ball quick to Baega. And they turn it over to get Oliver out of trouble in that inning. Those 2 guys reach. They got out of trouble with the double play.
I would say Hillenbrand not only has a hit tonight, but has also initiated an inning-ending double play. And a big spot in the second inning. Nixon, Baerga, and Marabelli to face El Duque. Trot carves that foul back by the 600 club, but it's 0-2. Duque giving up 2 hits in the first. He struck out 2. And the Red Sox left a pair on in the first inning. This is away, and it's 1-2. Nixon strikes out. So Hernandez, who faced Damon to open the first, struck out. Nixon strikes out to open up the second inning, 1 away.
That's a pitch there that El Duque has to have to be successful against lefties. The changeup, and a good one that time. Mentioned throughout his career, lefties have hit him pretty good, but if he gets the fastball inside, then can work that changeup on him, it's a whole different story.
Here's Carlos Baerga, who gets his second start of the year. It's the breaking ball for a strike. Baerga, he hit 400 in the very early going, just 2 for 5 with a run batted in, no homers. Sanchez sliding over from second to shortstop tonight. Nomar out of the lineup, and Baerga in there at second base.
Quite a ride back to the big leagues for Baerga. Independent baseball a year ago.
Chopped. El Duque off the mound to apply the tag himself. And there's 2 outs in the second inning.
Well, El Duque, who had the stiff neck yesterday, seems to have bounced back pretty well. Very good athlete, too. It's over, makes the play himself, protects the baseball, and applies the tag.
The Yankees pressed into using Roger Clemens yesterday. Pretty sure they really didn't want to do that. It sounded like.
I was surprised. Early in the season like that, going on 3 days rest. I'm sure Roger wanted the ball, but well, maybe there might have been some other options. Maybe not.
Really, Ted Lilly, who was the backup plan tonight for Orlando Hernandez, had gone 2 days previous, so they couldn't run him back out there again until today. He was sort of on call if El Duque had problems warming up tonight, but he's in there and has looked quite good as Mirabelli fouls this off down by the shoe tops. And Doug is quickly in the hole, 0-2. 0 for 4 so far for Mirabelli. No homers and no runs batted in. Starting the year this year with the Red Sox after beginning the year last year with Texas, and coming over to Boston on June the 16th. Fouls it straight back to the backstop.
First game that El Duque pitched against Tampa Bay at Yankee Stadium. I understand, talking to the scouts, it was very cold that day at Yankee Stadium, and he just made that game look easy against the Devil Rays.
Some wondered if he would be in the rotation this year, the way
a lot of trade talk.
All kinds of acquisitions that the Yankees made and how strong their rotation already is.
You never have enough pitching, right, Don?
That's right. You know that all too well.
Duque may be a little upset, too, about the fact that they're talking about dealing him so much and maybe motivated to have a big season for New York.
In the dirt, Castillo sprawling to his right to knock it down, and it's 2-2 now. And he's fresh off a tough year in which he was 4-7 with a 4.85 earned run average. Belly with a check swing. Did he go? Appeal at first base. Castillo wanted one, but Bill Miller, the home plate umpire, doesn't grant him. It's full count now, 3-2. The Yankees have lost 2 in a row coming in. The Red Sox have lost 2 in a row coming in. Up top, Mirabelli was down 0-2, but he's able to work the 2-out walk, and Ray Sanchez will be next.
Looks like he kept trying to get him to chase a high fastball, and the Mirabelli would not cooperate.
Batting 9, number 13, the shortstop, Ray Sanchez.
Well, Ray Sanchez had a productive night here last night from his number 9 spot in the order. Was 3 for 4 with a double and a run batted in. He's had a fine homestand. In the series against the Royals, he was 5 for 12 at 417. Sanchez batting ninth again tonight for the Red Sox. 2 down, Mirabelli at first, being held on by Jason Giambi. In there for the strike.
Had a good curveball here in the early going. I don't recall it last year being that sharp. So that front side opens up for Sanchez. When that happens, you got no chance.
Duque with the 1-1. That'll miss. 2-1 the count. Mostly cloud covered Fenway Park. The lights are on. The Red Sox and Yankees meet for the first of 4 here over the weekend. Line to right. That's going to get down for a base hit. Mirabelli will touch second and head for third. Spencer's throw from right, cut off by Jeter. The throw to third, not in time. So Sanchez 3 for 4 last night. He begins tonight with a base hit.
Now much has been made about the glove of Ray Sanchez, but he's done a nice job offensively for the Red Sox. Outside fastball, puts it on the line in front of Shane Spencer. This throw must have been slightly off the mark because Jeter had to cut it. By the time they make the relay to third, Mirabelli's in safe and just hooks the bag with that foot. Because Kuma was there ready to apply the tag if the foot did come off the bag.
Well, the Red Sox have had their chances against El Duque here in the early going. 2 on with 2 outs last inning. Tony Clark struck out. Here they are again with 2 on and 2 outs. And Johnny Damon was out very quickly in the first inning, called out on strikes looking in the first. Gets his second look at El Duque tonight. Ball 1 to Damon. Damon was 1 for 4 with the triple we talked about earlier. Of course, driving in the go-ahead run last night in the last of the 8th. Also had a stolen base yesterday. A 1-0 to Damon.
Damon thinking fastball on the 1-0 count instead. O'Duque with the changeup and had Johnny way out in front.
Damon has hit safely in 6 of the first 7 Red Sox games on the year from his top spot in the order. Down on the count 1 and 2.
Another changeup, back-to-back changeups.
Mirabelli at third, Sanchez at first, 2 down, and the 1-2. Line towards right center field. Bernie Williams will move underneath it, make the catch to retire the side. Hung up long enough for Bernie to come in on it. The Red Sox go without a run. We've played 2, no score from Fenway.
After 2 innings, well, the Boston Bruins are back where they belong, the Stanley Cup playoffs, and NESN is your ticket to postseason action. Robbie Fatorek's Bruins have dominated the Eastern Conference, and now NESN's set to drop the puck on the second season. Thursday at 6:30, Bruins' first-round playoff coverage begins, and their quest for the Cup continues on NESN.
Now we head now to the top of the 3rd inning through the first 2, no score. Now Alfonso Soriano to lead it off. He struck out his first time against Darren Oliver. Both teams have had plenty of base runners through the first 2 innings, but so far neither the Yankees or the Red Sox been able to push anything across. Soriano has been pretty hot on this road trip. 10 for 21 at 476 so far. He is second in the American League in hits with 16 behind Jock Jones of the Minnesota Twins, who has 17 hits.
Soriano currently 8th in the league in hitting. Ellis Burks leads the American League with a .432 batting average. Think he can hit 400, Don?
I don't think so. Well, you never know. He stay healthy the whole year. How about those Cleveland Indians in the start that they have had? Losing just one game so far in their first 10, 9-1. And there's strike 3 to Soriano. Second time he's down by way of the K, and he's got something to say about it as he walks away, taking with him the second strikeout for Darren Oliver.
A little slider here from Darren Oliver that looked to be up and away from Soriano. The second time that he has punched out, the 9th total on the season. Soriano a year ago struck out 125 times and only walked 29 times.
One away, and here's Derek Jeter, grounded out to second base his first time. Jeter takes strike 1. 0 for 4 yesterday in the finale against the Toronto Blue Jays. Had a 4-game hitting streak. He's lost on opening day to the Baltimore Orioles, but a bit of a milestone for Derek Jeter. Registered his 1,200th career hit and his 100th home run. The 2-run shot in the 8th inning on opening day. Right back to Oliver. Snares it, plenty of time. The good throw. And there's 2 down in the 3rd inning.
Right back through the middle for Derek Jeter. One big, nice high hop for Darren Oliver. That's how the pitchers like him. On a chest high, easy hop.
Two down quickly, and it takes us to Bernie Williams, who walked in the 1st inning. Oliver has walked 2 through 2 2/3 innings of work tonight. He had a stretch of 3 straight multi-hit games until his 0 for 3 showing yesterday and the loss to the Toronto Blue Jays. And it's the 9th consecutive season that he's been the opening day starting center fielder for the Yankees. Ties Earl Holmes for second place on the Yankees all-time list. Behind only one man, Mickey Mantle, 13 starts in center field.
He wasn't a bad play, you know, that guy, Mantle.
He was okay. Did you ever see the Roger Maris '61 movie?
Yeah, I did.
That was great.
Billy Crystal, right?
Yeah. It amazed me how much the actors in that movie really looked like the guys, I thought.
Roger Maris was a nervous wreck that year. He was going through all that home run stuff. Well, I didn't realize he took so much abuse.
The 2-1 pitch. Chopped left side. Sanchez deep in the hole. They'll get it there in plenty of time. The first 1-2-3 inning of the night for Darren Oliver. We played 2.5. No score from Fenway. Exclusive coverage of Boston Red Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Aflac. Ask about it at work. And by Pepsi. The joy of Pepsi. Last of the 3rd inning inside Fenway Park. 3 hits for the Red Sox, 2 for the Yankees. There have been base runners, but no runs as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Offerman, Hillenbrand, and Ramirez to try their luck against Duque out there for the 3rd, and Offerman trying to punt his way on. It's a good one. Duque can't find the handle and falls to the surface, and Offerman will reach it first.
Good pitch to try to deaden the ball anyway. Bunt down that 3rd base line. Jose Probably a better chance if El Duque lets it go and lets Coomer take a shot at it, but I don't think either guy had a chance at all to get off him at first base. Almost a perfect bunt.
So the 4th Boston hit of the night. First time the Red Sox have had the lead man on. Damon struck out in the 1st to begin the inning. Nixon struck out in the 2nd to begin the inning. Red Sox in the 1st and 2nd had 2 on with 2 outs on 2 occasions, but Clark struck out to end the 1st, and Damon flied to center to end the 2nd. Hillenbrand singled to left field in his 1st at bat. Off to another fine start. Really, it was his fine start last year. It gave him the chance to stay in the big leagues last season. Hit .349 between last April and this April. Last year in the month of April hit .343. After coming up from Double-A, picked, really handpicked by Jimmy Williams. Duque has struck out 3. He's walked 1 through 2+ innings. And again, we'll check on Offerman.
Looks like El Duque. Yeah, he wants Giambi to throw the ball more on a line back to him. He's thrown a couple of pop-ups to him. And I think El Duque's having a tough time seeing it for some reason. Maybe it's coming out of the light tower. But he just told Giambi, hey, you know, look, I can't see it. You want to throw it more on a line?
1-1. This is away. That's a different look for Giambi, of course, cleaning himself up a little bit now to be a New York Yankee, getting rid of the goatee and clean shaven. Cut the hair. Almost don't know it's him.
Certainly looks different in that uniform, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And they get Offerman leading the wrong way. Giambi running back, and Jeter will apply the tag. Offerman caught in no man's land, and they pick him off.
It looks like the Red Sox had a hit and run on. A 2-1 count, a good pitch to hit and run, and Jose Offerman clearly was leaning the wrong way. Hit and run, you're not trying to steal the base. You don't really have to get a good jump. You're really banking on the contact from the hitter. So it really shouldn't get picked off on a hit and run play.
Two and 1 to Shea. The base path's empty now. Brand, who hit a home run here last night, is 3 on the year. And a 3-1 count.
Once again, Hillenbrand finds himself in a good hitter's count.
And he fouls it straight back to the backstop. Hillenbrand bats 3rd tonight in the Boston order. Nomar Garciaparra out of the lineup. I guess that's the bad news, is that Nomar's out of the lineup tonight for no reason. It is a preventative move by Grady Little to give him the night off. There's not a problem with Nomar, but the good news is that Nomar will be in the lineup for the rest of the series. Down the line in right, Spencer coming in, and he'll make the catch. The Yankees right fielder for out number 2.
Yeah, the question was asked to Grady Little, well, then why don't you just go ahead and DH him? And he said, well, that's not the point. It's the point, we don't want him swinging the bat. That's why we have him completely out of the lineup. You DH him, he's going to get 4 or 5 at bats. You're not resting the wrist. Grady kind of sensed that The talk shows weren't not happy about Nomar getting a day off. He kind of alluded to that.
That's kind of funny today. They asked him if he listened to any of the talk shows on the way home, and he said that he listens to Alan Jackson and Martina McBride on the way home. Not a big surprise that he is a country fan. In there for the strike. That's pitch number 50 from Orlando Hernandez. And he's ahead of Manny Ramirez. Hard stuff away, 1-1. Ramirez singled to right his first time. 4 hits tonight for the Red Sox, out hitting the Yankees 4-2. He was also asked today if it was Nomar's decision to have a day off, and Brady made it clear that it was definitely not. Nomar certainly wanted to play. Said it really wasn't up to Nomar. In Grady's eyes. Now 2-1. Spins Manny out of the box. Veritek is also off tonight. Pedro Martinez will get the start tomorrow, and Brady saying before the game they anticipate he'll be between 100 and 105 pitchers tomorrow. He'll be matched up against David Wells in the matinee game here at Fenway Park. Sunday will be Wakefield and Mussina. Patriots Day, Derek Lowe and Andy Pettit. Ramirez off the end of the bat sends it back to the mound, and El Duque will take care of it to retire the side. An easier third for El Duque. We played 3 from Fenway, no score. Coverage of Boston Red Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Heineken. It's all about the beer. Heineken. Top of the 4th inning through 3, no score. This first game of 4 over the weekend against the Yankees. Jason Giambi, Rondell White, Ron Coomer featured in the 4th inning. Giambi takes strike 1. He singled to left his first time up. Into his 2002 is the 9th player in Major League history to increase his batting average in 6 or more consecutive seasons. Got better every year. The MVP the year before last, the runner-up to Ichiro a year ago. Led the league in walks with 129, doubles with 47. The year he won the MVP as a member of the Oakland A's. Single season records for the A's, 137 RBIs that year, and 137 walks to go along with all those ribbies. Amazing on-base percentage of .476 the year he captured the AL MVP. Chops at it, foul. Into the seats near the Boston dugout.
Well, of course, Giambi coming to the Yankees. I was happy to see Tino Martinez go to St. Louis. It's going to be a good club in St. Louis, and he belongs on a good team, and he'll make them better.
Torrey, 199 games over 500 in his tenure. Opposite field, man, he's going to have to play it off the base of the scoreboard. Quickly gets to it, and it'll hold Giambi just to a long single.
2 at-bats for Giambi, both times against the lefty going to the opposite field. This time a line shot quickly over the head of Ramirez and right off the base of the scoreboard. Got ahead of him quickly with a couple of strikes, but left that ball out over the plate, and Giambi makes him pay.
So Giambi at first. The Yankees, for the second time in the game, have the lead man on. Ron Coomer had doubled to begin the second. He didn't get any further than second base. As Rondell White takes strike 1. A 2-run home run yesterday for the Yankees. And White has 2 home runs with his new team this season. Chop towards third base. Hillenbrand charging. In time. Up to second base goes Giambi. And there's one away.
Rondell White, another new addition to the Yankees, only played in 95 games last year and a bunch of injuries, a knee injury, groin injury on the DL a couple of times.
Number 39, the third baseman, Ron Coomer.
Joe Torre signing a brand new extension on his contract.
7th season as the skipper of the Yankees.
Been a pretty good run, hasn't it, for Joe?
Oh, yeah. His record speaks for itself. This kind of an amazing note, started to tell you earlier. 199 games over 500 in his 7th season as the manager of the Yankees. He needs 11 wins to become only the 5th manager in Yankee history to win at least 600 games. And now the catcher, Doug Marabelli, headed out to talk to Darren Oliver.
And when you win that much as a manager, you get a bench coach who gets commercials. Don Zimmer with this commercial there for, what was it, Preparation H?
I think so, yeah. He's got a book that came out last year. He's got all kinds of stuff going on.
Now he's making commercials. He's cashing World Series checks.
Those are some large checks, are they not?
I imagine they piled up pretty good. Zim made a pretty good move when he went to New York.
There were times when it seemed as if that was going to be it. Maybe he would call it, but it doesn't seem like Torre's going to let him go anywhere.
It's never going to be it. He talks about quitting every year.
Ron Coomer, who hit a double his first time in the 2nd inning, takes ball 1. Coomer did not play in the 4-game series in Toronto. In fact, he pinch ran for Giambi in the 8th. Sunday's win against Tampa Bay for the Yankees. Chop towards second base. Baerga was positioned perfectly, and he takes care of Coomer. But with the ground ball to the right side, on to third goes Giambi, who's now there with 2 down.
A lot of ground ball outs in this game for Darren Oliver.
Number 47, the right fielder, Gene Spencer.
Spencer walked in the 2nd inning. 1 of 2 walks relinquished by Darren Oliver so far tonight. Oliver is 31 years of age. 6'2", 220 pounds. Just coming over for Carl Everett. Look back over the course of Darren Oliver's record, 1997 at 13 wins. Prior to that, the most, 96, 14 wins, both as a member of the Texas Rangers. Last year finishing up at 11-11. So we got into double figures in terms of wins, but the higher earned run average was really the story for him, a 6.02 ERA. Oliver originally a 3rd round pick of the Texas Rangers back in 1988. Stint last year in 2000 with Texas, the 2nd time he was a member of the Rangers. He was with the Cardinals in between. 2-1, grabs the outside corner, 2-2. Due to the injury to John Burkett and Dustin Hermanson, we've seen some spot starts from Tim Wakefield, and now Darren Oliver tonight. Here's 2-2. Laced foul up off the facade down the left field line and back down into the box seats. Mirabelli's going to head out and talk to Oliver at the top of the hill. Warmer than last night, no doubt. Last night was pretty chilly here at Fenway.
Very chilly. Different breeze tonight, blowing straight out.
2-2 to Shane Spencer. Don't get him to chase, and the count will run full. Giambi still hanging out at third base with 2 down. First base is open. Oliver from the stretch with the payoff pitch. Fouled again off the right side. Darren Oliver at 61 pitches in his outing. 3 2/3 innings deep into his outing. Ready with the payoff pitch again. Spencer grounds it towards Sanchez. Ray up with it. The side's retired. They'll leave Giambi at third. 3.5 complete from Fenway without a score. Three and a half without a score. The story so far has been the pitching. Darren Oliver has been able to get Alfonso Soriano twice by way of the K on 2 occasions tonight. On the other side, El Duque able to get Johnny Damon in the first inning looking, made quick work of him. Later on, Tony Clark with 2 on in the first inning. 3 Ks in all for El Duque. Darren Oliver has 2. The Yankees 0 for 5 with men in scoring position. Hillenbrand with a hit today has an 8-game hitting streak. Tony Clark is taking a pitch for a ball. El Duque ready again. And Clark takes a strike to even the count at 1-1.
Now, if you come to Fenway this weekend and you're sitting in the bleachers, you may run into David Cone. He's supposed to be sitting out in the bleachers all weekend long in this series.
Really getting a flavor for what it's like to sit in the bleachers after being at Yankee Stadium for opening day out in that same capacity. Fans went nuts with him out there at Yankee Stadium.
Section 42, I believe he's going to be sitting in.
So why don't we send TC out there?
Yeah, we might send Tommy out there.
Yeah, Tommy can make his way to the bleacher area. The 1-2 to Clark. Check swing, foul ball. Back to the backstop. This is our first official send Tom somewhere. I don't think we really sent him anywhere. I'm not sure we have the power to send him anywhere.
We're putting him on assignment. Find David Cone in the bleachers.
Not that big of an area. Be able to track him down. Clark waves at it, and for the second time in this one, strikes out. 4th K for El Duque. So 1 away, and it's time now for our Aflac trivia question. Who is the only player to hold 2 teams' all-time stolen base records? Is it Jerry Remy with the California Angels and the Boston Red Sox?
I think I know who that is, too.
We'll have the answer for you next half inning. Nixon taking ball 1. Trot also a strikeout victim for El Duque tonight. He struck out in the second. 4 Ks for Hernandez.
It would be a miracle if I was correct twice in 1 week on a Paul Carroll trivia question.
We came up with Amos Otis last night, and you were correct. Former Red Sox farm hand. How did you know that, by the way? Do you remember you?
I remember that Otis was a member of the Red Sox organization prior to going up to the. I think he was a very high pick for the Red Sox, too.
2-1 to Nixon. After Nixon, Carlos Baerga will get his second at bat of the night. Carlos bounced back to the mound in his first plate appearance of the night. In the air to center field. Bernie Williams back with room. It'll carry him to the track, but he'll make the catch. Back by the 379 marker. Carried him further than I think he first thought it was going to, but Bernie Williams makes the catch. 2 down.
Well, this is similar to the a couple of nights ago when the wind was blowing straight out here at Fenway Park. Last night it was in. Tonight that south breeze blowing it straight out towards center field, and Ball carried pretty well, almost to the base of the wall.
Now Baerga. Career batting average of .291 over 1,281 games. 124 home runs in the career of Carlos Baerga.
Remember in spring training, I don't know if you saw the game, but Ricky Henderson hit a home run against El Duque. El Duque didn't like the way he ran the bases, and they exchanged unpleasantries in front of the Yankee dugout.
Went on a little while.
Ricky not in the lineup tonight, although we expect him to be in the lineup at some point this weekend.
Sounds like a lot of guys are going to get in the lineup over the weekend.
Probably tomorrow. David Wells gets the start. So I imagine Ricky would probably get a start in that ball game.
Pretty little saying that he anticipates Johnny Damon and Trot Nixon to play in every other game, but he'll be moving a lot of other players in and out. Baerga fooled on that pitch, and it's 2-2.
So far in this game, El Duque is showing a very good curveball and a good changeup to these left-handed hitters.
Retired 4 in a row, 2 away here in the last of the 4th inning. No score, and the 2-2 to Baerga. Shot foul off his front foot by the Red Sox dugout. Long time in between major league hits for Baerga. He singled on April the 7th for the Red Sox, his first major league hit since October the 2nd, 1999. He's a member of the Cleveland Indians. Here's another hit to left field for Baerga. This time it comes with 2 outs in the 4th. A little opposite field single for Baerga. Before we go any further, let's check in with the NESN studio and Bob Rogers. Bob?
Providing the offense for the White Sox. Straight away center field. A 2-run home run, helping the White Sox with a 5-2 win. Mark Burley improving to 3-0, lowering his ERA to 0.94.
Thanks, Bob. 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Carlos Baerga has singled. The Red Sox have collected their 5th hit of the night. Here's Doug Mirabelli. Walked his first time. Makes the breaking ball for strike 1. Mirabelli hitting more home runs and knocking in more runs than he's done before in his major league career. Both with the Texas Rangers and the Red Sox after the trade last year in June. Fights it off the right side. He's down 0-2. Pitching coach of the Yankees. Up and away, snap throw to first. Crawling to get back is Baerga, and he just did get back. That's one thing Alberto Castillo is not afraid to do, and that's to throw to any base.
And Baerga looked like he was on ice going back to first base. Slips right there. Unfortunately, the throw not quite on target. And he's able to scramble back in. Could have sharpened those blades.
Last night, I would have thought there was ice on the infield, as cold as it was here. Not tonight. Much warmer at Fenway Park. I mentioned 11 home runs last year for Doug Mirabelli. 9 of the 11 came as a member of the Red Sox. He had just 2 with the Texas Rangers prior to June the 12th last year. Baerga again awkwardly getting back to the bag, but again back safely. Dancing around at first. The pitch off the end of the bat, handled by El Duque. He'll take it alone to the bag, and the Red Sox are gone in the 4th. So we played 4 from Fenway. No score. NESN's exclusive coverage of Boston Red Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Miller Lite. Life is best told at a place called Miller Time. Through 4, no score from Fenway. Both teams with plenty of chances in the early going. Red Sox out hitting the Yankees 5-3. And as we head to the visiting half of the 5th, Darren Oliver, who has retired the last 3 in a row, will deal with 8, 9, and 1 in the Yankees order. The DH Nick Johnson, wide to left field his first time, leads it off. First time that he has made the Yankees opening day roster. There you go. Yes, it did. Cornered home plate umpire Bill Miller couldn't hold back. Oh no! Wait a minute.
We got a little confusion here.
We do.
Bill Miller called it a strike. He didn't ask for help, and meanwhile, Larry Young was down there saying no, he didn't swing.
It is 1-2.
Well, they had both ends covered. See.
Yeah. Put those hands down pretty quick, didn't he?
Yeah.
Larry Young. Whoops.
Wait, I got to wait till the honest, I guess.
Especially if his opinion is different than that of the home plate umpire, which it was. Johnson takes strike 3. Third strikeout for Darren Oliver. 1 away in the 5th.
Well, we mentioned Oliver's had a lot of success against the Yankees, and tonight doing the same thing. Let a high fastball that time for the strikeout. Got Soriano twice. And now Nick Johnson.
Retired 4 in a row, now dealing with the number 9 hitter Alberto Castillo. Bounced into a timely 5-4-3 inning-ending double play in the 2nd inning. Came up with 2 on and 1 away. Castillo was kind enough to ground into the inning-ending double play. Drops it foul. He's the backup for Darren Fletcher a year ago. Member of the Toronto Blue Jays. Buck Martinez. And into 66 games last year and hit just 198 as a member of the Blue Jays. Career batting average at .223 in the major leagues. Been in pro baseball since 1987. His first year in the minor league. Goes the opposite way down the right field line. Nixon over towards the line, and Trot will make the catch. Right in front of where the boxes jet out. Nixon never took his eye off it, and there's 2 down.
Now, he's not playing all that deep either for Castillo, so that gave him the opportunity to cover the ground in a hurry. Right to the line. Ball would have been in foul territory and has time to brace himself before he hits that wall.
A little help from Trot, Nixon, and Wright, and Darren Oliver has retired 5 Yankees in a row. He's had success against Alfonso Soriano, but not this time. He had struck him out the first 2 times. And Soriano comes up with a base hit to left center. And it breaks up a string of 5 in a row. And now for the answer to our Aflac trivia question tonight. The question: who is the only player to hold 2 teams' all-time stolen base records?
Number 2, the shortstop.
Do you know the answer to that, Jerry?
Ricky Henderson, New York Yankees, and the Oakland Athletics.
2 for 2.
Paul Carroll, he's going to be tired of that. He's going to throw in a tough one on Monday.
He'll be a 1912er coming in on Monday.
Soriano, a threat to go. He's got 2 steals this year, 43 a year ago.
Jeter is grounded out twice. Check on Soriano, back in plenty of time. Dan Oliver, check on Soriano. His lead was not large at all. 33 stolen bases last year, Yankee rookie club record for Soriano. This is off the corner, framed by Marabelli. I didn't realize this, Jerry. One of the notes on Derek Jeter, he entered this season with the most hits in the major league since 1996. 1,187. Another check on Soriano. And Oliver working into the 5th inning. He's gone 4 2/3 so far, given up 4 hits. He has struck out 3 and walked 2.
You mentioned on the lead, not that big for Soriano, being very cautious with the left-handed pitcher out there. All he's really going to do is just kind of collapse and he gets back to first base.
Darren Oliver has been able to put together 8 ground ball outs in his 4 2/3 innings so far tonight. And he misses away, working Jeter away so far, and he's fallen behind 2-0.
A good shot there. You can see when Oliver goes home, that leg comes behind the rubber. When he goes to first base, it's just about even with the rubber, and that's something that base runners certainly pick up. As soon as that front leg kicks back behind the rubber, that's when you can go. You cannot go to first base after that.
And last year we saw Chris Mahalik, the pitcher for the Blue Jays, really break that plane. I'm surprised it took as long as it did for that to be called a balk. But once it was, boy, he couldn't do it again. It was a balk every time after. They decided as a group, the umpires, to call it a balk. The 2-1 from the lefty. That time grabs the corner. It's all been away to Derek Jeter, and now it's 2-2.
Quite a few high strikes have been calling tonight in this game. That ball above the belt.
The umpires, in your mind, consistently called it again this year as they did last year?
Yeah, I think they have.
But that would not slip away. It was certainly a large concentration point last year. And continue this year. 2-2 to Derek Jeter. Bernie Williams hoping he'll get a chance on deck. There goes Soriano, and Jeter strikes out. Oliver rings up his 4th K of his outing. The Yankees are gone in the 5th. Halfway through this one, no score from Fenway. Get ready for the bottom of the 5th. No score. Time now to check out the Heineken. What's on tap? The Yankees, of course, here through the weekend. Fox 25 will have Saturday and Sunday. We're back with you. Coverage beginning at 10:30 on Patriots Day. And it's off north of the border to Toronto. We'll have Tuesday and Wednesday for you right here on NESN. Ray Sanchez, first pitch swinging, and Jeter from center field turns and fires, doesn't get him. A nifty defensive play turned in, nevertheless, by Derek Jeter from shallow center field, and Ray Sanchez beats it out.
A lot of ground covered here by Derek Jeter, but by the time he spins around, and he still made a pretty good throw to first base, Ray Sanchez will just beat this by about a half a step. And did he cover a lot of ground on that? That ball's by him in the outfield. And throwing to first base gets something on it going away from first base. Sanchez 2 for 2 in the game.
3 hits last night, 2 tonight from his number 9 spot. Johnny Damon is struck out looking, fly to center. And on the grass at third is Ron Coomer, in case he entertains any thoughts of bunting. Swinging away, he's down 0-1. The 8th game of the year for the Red Sox, the 8th appearance for Johnny Damon. Over to Giambi, and back in plenty of time is Sanchez. Now Duque has struck out 4 through the first 4+ innings. He's walked 1 and has given up 6 hits to the Red Sox, but so far no runs. Opposite field, Looper to left. White starts late, and it'll fall in front of him. He broke to his right on a plane, didn't come in immediately. Not sure he would have gotten to it anyway as it falls, and back-to-back base hits for the Red Sox.
I did not read that ball off the bat very well. It was a changeup from El Duque right toward the end of the bat at Johnny Damon. He'll just drop it out in front of Rondell White out there in left field. One step to the right, and that looked like it cost him. We'll see if Jose Offerman here is going to be sacrificing with men at first and second. Had a bunt base hit last time up.
Bill Miller, the home plate umpire, out to break up the conference at the mound. Soriano had come in from second, Coomer from third. Offerman, as Jerry mentioned, a bunt single in the third. He grounded out to second back in his first at bat in the first. So 1 for 2 tonight. One of now 7 Red Sox hits. Offerman showing bunt. It's a strike. Snap throw to second, and Sanchez back with Peter camped out in front of the bag.
See that a lot. You see that pickoff attempt on bunts because that runner at second base is trying to get as big a secondary lead as possible. Once the ball gets by the hitter, you'll see a lot of catches try to make that pickoff attempt at second base.
Offerman not bunting this time, swinging away, and he'll find himself in the hole, 0-2. And got a piece of Castillo as well.
Big curveball by El Duque, and on the backswing, it looks like Jose gets the Castillo right off the mask. Brady Little not staying with the bunt very long, only 1 pitch.
A surprise there here with runners at first and second. The 0-2. Inside high to Offerman. On deck, Shea Hillenbrand. Red Sox have the first 2 men on here in the last of the 5th. Both starters who pitched shutout baseball here into the 5th inning. The Red Sox have left 5 men on base through the first 4 innings. Offerman grounds it inside the bag at first. Sanchez will come around. Shane Spencer will dig it out, and the Red Sox are on the board, 1-0. Offerman comes up with the hit.
One too many curveballs in that at bat to Jose. A curveball in the bunt attempt, another curveball for a strike. Tries to put him away with the curveball, and Offerman right down the first base line. A little slip, as you'll see, by Giambi, but he's not going to get that one anyway. The Red Sox with a chance here to have a big inning. Second and third, nobody out. Already 1 run in.
So Offerman comes up with the big hit. Runners at second and third. Hillenbrand takes the first one up. Ball one. Jay single to left in the first, Clyde to right in the third.
Joe Torre has the right side of the infield in, but Derek Jeter against the right-hander playing back.
Hillenbrand grounds it towards Jeter. His only play to first. He makes it, but in the back door from third comes Damon. A ground out off the bat of Hillenbrand, but the ribby gives the Red Sox the 2-0 lead.
See, one of the reasons a manager does that, there's nobody out. So they figure if the guy's going to pull the ball, we don't want to take the chance of having the infield in and sneaking a cheap one through. If he goes the other way, it's usually going to be toward the end of the bat. So Jeter's the only guy deep in the infield. That's where Hillenbrand puts the ball. It's another run for the Red Sox. They're going to walk Ramirez here. First base open.
And El Duque has handled Tony Clark so far sufficiently, striking him out twice, and they'll go after Tony once they have intentionally walked Manny Ramirez. This will be the second walk given up by Hernandez, and the first of the intentional variety. Ramirez had singled his first time up in the first, grounded back to the mound in the third, and intentionally walked here in the fifth. Ramirez 25 intentional walks last year, leading the American League.
And his first of this season.
So a big spot here for Tony Clark.
Number 22, the first baseman, Tony Clark.
Red Sox 7 for 24 after Manny had been intentionally walked with 11 ribbies a year ago. Didn't have Tony Clark hitting behind him last year. Clark takes strike one.
Tony Clark in a mini slump right now, 1 for his last 18.
Clark struck out in the first and again in the fourth. 2 of the 4 Ks El Duque has. Clark in the air to left field. Back goes Rondell White onto the dirt of the track. He'll make the catch. And the Red Sox runners will retrace their steps. Offerman back to second, Ramirez to first, but now 2 down.
Clark taking a shot at the opposite field, but even with the wind blowing out in that direction, still falls short of the wall. Underneath it just a little bit. With his eyes wide open, he thought maybe it had a chance to clip the wall.
Now Trot Nixon. The 2 outs, 2 on. Ramirez at first, Offerman at second. 2 runs already in for the Red Sox. They put a 2 spot on the board here in the last of the fifth. And Trot starts out ahead. El Duque has thrown 90 pitches in his outing tonight. 4 2/3 innings deep into the outing for El Duque. The 1-0. Nixon on a check swing, pops it up, foul ground. Coomer and Castillo. Ron Coomer will make the catch to retire the side. The Red Sox pick up a pair through 5, 2-0 Boston. Fenway 2-0 Red Sox. They put together a pair of runs in the last of the 5th inning. And we'll take a look at the almost stolen base leaders.
Kenny Lofton leading the league with 5. Knobloch with 4. Derek Jeter with 3. Corey Patterson leads the National League with 5. Louis Castillo and 3 others tied with 3 in the National League.
Bernie Williams, Jason Giambi, and Rondell White will face Darren Oliver, who now has a 2-0 lead to work with into the 6th inning. Darren Oliver has been very good through the first 5. He has given up only 4 hits, no runs. He has struck out 4 and walked 2.
And he may not be going much longer in this one either. Now remember, he's only pitched an inning and a third. That was on opening day. Red Sox do have some action now in their bullpen. Sonny Kim.
He's thrown 79 pitches so far tonight. He's behind Williams 2-0. Here is pitch number 80. And therefore the strike. Williams disagrees and barks back at Bill Miller. And played umpire a little bit.
We had a nice visit between innings from Joseph Abboud. Enjoying the Red Sox-Yankee games. Joe's a big Red Sox fan. Plus all his fine clothing can be bought at Easton Clothing.
We
in
wear
Watertown.
Much of his fine clothing on a nightly basis.
We wear as much as we can afford.
Shot to third. Hillenbrand gets Williams 1 down. We asked for David Cone. I think we're going to get David Cone. Here's Tom Caron in the bleachers.
That's right, Don. Last week asked for George Will. We hooked you up there. Now we find David Cone down in the bleachers. So what are you doing here, Dan?
I'm having fun, I'll tell you that. This is a great spot to be. It's a great place to watch the game.
Missing it all? I mean, obviously you're watching your last 2 teams here. What's it feel like? Mixed emotions?
Yeah, I do have some mixed emotions, but it's nice to come here back to Fenway and sit in the bleachers, just like I did at Yankee Stadium.
Talk real quickly. Darren Oliver's doing well tonight. He's done well against the Yankees. Why do you think he's had success against this team?
Well, he's always been a tough lefty. He's always had that kind of type of stuff, you know, in terms of breaking ball, and he runs the ball in. He kind of throws across his body a little bit. So I think he's going to do well this year.
Yankees, Red Sox, you never know who you'll find in the bleachers. Let's go back upstairs.
Thanks, TC.
Nice to see David again. I miss him.
Like to see him again. This is in the air to center field. Struck well. Giambi gives it a ride. It'll take Damon up, and it's gone.
No, I don't think so. I think they got to call fan interference on that.
He reached over, no doubt.
They got to put Giambi, I believe, at second base. Joe's going to argue it's a home run, but I think you'll see clearly on the replay that this ball was not going to be a home run. The fan will reach over the fence and make the catch. Right there, you see it? Ooh, I don't believe that ball would have been gone. Looked like it would have hit right at the top of the wall.
I don't think it would have been gone, but I don't think Damon would have caught it either.
No, he was not going to catch it, so they can't rule it an out. But they did award Giambi to second base. Just a brief question by Joe Torre.
Freddie Little is out to talk to Darren Oliver at the mound. And Sonny Kim continues to warm in the bullpen. And the David Cone thing, the Red Sox can't talk to him again until May the 1st, my understanding.
That's true.
And I wonder if he'd be interested in pitching again.
I would guess that if he wanted to pitch again, it would only be in New York.
Number 27.
Or possibly here in Boston. Now you can see what happened. Tom Caron. Now everybody's going to be asking for autographs all night. See?
It's probably all set right up until that point. Del White 0 for 2. Takes strike 1 from Darren Oliver. He's off 1-1. Del White, a former Expo. And Detroit's Bobby Veach, the only players in modern day Major League history to have 6 hits and hit for a cycle in the same game. Did it with the Expos back in '95 against the San Francisco Giants. Played only 1 game in spring training for the Yankees this year. He was battling with an injury, suffered a ribcage strain. And he is in the first year of a 2-year deal with his new ball club, the Yankees. Giambi at second, 1 away. in the dirt. Mirabelli nicely gathers it, and it's a 3-1 count. Can't help but wonder if Darren Oliver is not getting a little tired.
I'm sure he is. This is about the time. Remember, he said he hasn't pitched very much at all. Back on opening day, picking up Pedro in that game. And the rest has been basically just throwing on the side.
And Kim still warming in the bullpen. The bullpen coach Bob Kipper alongside. Veteran of 8 major league pitching seasons himself, mainly with Pittsburgh. Strike to White makes it 3-2. New hitting coach for the Yankees was last year's Boston coach Rick Down. Left after only 1 season as the hitting coach for the Red Sox. Chopped down the third base line. Hillenbrand on the run. In time, he gets Rondell White. 2 down. Remaining at second is Giambi.
Nice play by Hillenbrand, charging hard and getting that ball on the in-between heart. Looks like a hockey goalie here, just swiping at it. And then the off-balance throw with plenty on it at first base to get the out. A lot of ground ball outs for Darren Oliver in this game.
2 down. It brings up Ron Coomer. You know, it's really surprised me how many hitting coaches the Yankees have gone through with all the success that they have had. The coaching staff, for the most part, has been set, but that's really been the interchangeable spot on the staff. And there's Rick Down. He was the Red Sox hitting coach a year ago. He enjoyed much success. Manny Ramirez, among others.
Rick, very, very intense.
Yeah.
Second time around with the Yankees, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct. Chris Chambliss in that spot, among others.
Where did Chris end up? Did he go to manage somewhere in the minor leagues?
I think he did.
I know he's applied for a number of managing jobs in the big leagues.
You always hear Willie Randolph's name bandied about when managerial positions open, the fine third base coach. A rival of yours and counterpart at second base.
Very good player. Very steady defensively. Good leadoff hitter. Drew a walk to steal a base. A quiet leader on those great Yankee clubs back in the 70s, late 70s.
And there for the strike. 3-1 now to Ron Coomer. Flag in left center, gusting out towards the wall in left. Coomer, the number 6 hitter in this very potent Yankee order, with Shane Spencer waiting on deck. Oliver with the 3-1. Walks him. That is just the 3rd walk served up by Oliver. And here comes Grady Little. That'll be the last pitch Darren Oliver throws tonight. And this is a very good outing for Darren Oliver, Jerry.
Yep, we talked about the success he's had in the past against the Yankees. He continues it here tonight, but he reached about his limit right now.
So a walk of Ron Coomer, and as Oliver departs with a 2-0 advantage, the Fenway faithful will give him a fine hand. To the top of the 6th inning. Darren Oliver departs after 5 2/3, giving up 5 hits, still responsible for the 2 men on. He walked 3 and struck out 4 in a very good outing for Darren Oliver tonight in a spot start. He gives way with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th to Sonny Kim.
Second appearance for Sonny Kim. He worked in that Kansas City series. An inning, no hits, no runs, hit a batter, no walks and 1 strikeout. Call from Pawtucket on the 8th. scheduled to make a start there a couple of days prior to that. They scratched him from his start. Called up to the big leagues.
The deal with Shane Spencer, who walked in the second, grounded out to shortstop in the fourth inning. Ron Coomer is at first, Jason Giambi at second, 2 away. Red Sox on top, 2-0. Miles per hour. Kim misses with the first one. That's the corner that time. 1-1. Johnny Kim made his major league debut last June in Atlanta. Williams brought him into a game as a reliever, never relieved before, coming up through the system. Double-A Trenton, Triple-A Pawtucket as a starter. Another strike. Spencer didn't agree with either one, and now he's down 1-2.
And both pitches almost in the exact same spot, working away from Spencer. Once again, I would consider that a high strike. Let's see if Kim goes to the hook here now with a couple of strikes.
It's going. It's a pretty good one for Sonny Kim. Coomer at first, Giambi at second. And the 1-2 pitch. Chopped softly left side. Sanchez on the run. Hit time, he got him. The Yankees are gone in the 6th. 5.5 done from Fenway. 2-0 Boston.
As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning at Fenway, join the Sox for the last day of Kids Weekend, April 28th, as they take on the Devil Rays. All fans age 15 and under will receive a pennant commemorating the 90th anniversary of Fenway Park, courtesy of Conn's Fenway Franks. For tickets, call 617-482-4SOX or log on to redsox.com.
On to the last of the 6th inning, Carlos Baerga, 1 for 2 tonight. Single to left in the 4th. He's 1 for 2 and has 1 of 8 hits for the Red Sox. Duque working into the 6th inning. Gave up the 2 runs the Red Sox have last inning. The benefit of 3 Boston hits. RBIs for Offerman and Hillenbrand. Jose with his double to right and Hillenbrand's ground out to the shortstop, scoring the 2 Boston runs. And Baerga ahead 3-1. No action in the Boston bullpen. As you see, Jose Offerman reinserted into the Boston lineup tonight, batting second. 2 hits and a run batted in for Offerman tonight. Ground ball. Jeter from short left. Up with the throw. It's going to pull Giambi off, and Baerga's got another hit.
Well, they're certainly testing the range tonight of Derek Jeter. Earlier in the game, up the middle on Ray Sanchez, and now into the hole. Baerga goes into that headfirst slide into the bag and picks up his second hit. He's 2 for 3 on the night. That's Jeter going to the hole. He jumps, throws, a good throw. But Baerga diving right on top of the first base bag.
We're going to have a pinch runner. It looks like Lou Merlone is going to pinch run for Carlos Baerga.
For the Red Sox, now running for Baerga at first base, number 26.
This batch of shortstops is so much fun to watch. And Alex Rodriguez, our own, and Omar Garcia-Parra, Derek Jeter. You have to put Miguel Tejada in that class, and Omar Vizquel. We watched Derek Jeter tonight. Omar with the night off. Will be back in there tomorrow. I think he wants to be in this game. I know he does.
You got a pulse, I think you want to be in this game.
Strike one to Mirabelli. Walked in the second. Grounded back to the mound in the fourth. Maloney with the lead at first, held on by Giambi. Breaking ball missing, 1-1. Field straight away for Mirabelli as Mel Stottlemyre looks on, watching El Duque work tonight after missing his scheduled start yesterday. Out there tonight, he works into the 6th inning. Action in the Yankees bullpen as Mirabelli fouls it off the right side. They have double-barreled action. The lefty and the right-hander now warming in New York's bullpen. Rich Stanton.
And Steve Carsey, the right-hander.
Orlando Hernandez is about to reach the century mark in terms of pitches tonight. He stands at 99. This will be 100. And it misses. 2-2 now to Mirabelli. Ray Sanchez, the number 9 hitter in name only, waits on deck. 3 hits last night, 2 hits tonight, and he's waiting on deck. Lead was not large at all, and he easily gets back to the bag. Running for Carlos Baerga, who had 2 hits tonight and went 2 for 3 before being lifted. Mirabelli strikes out. 5th strikeout for El Duque, 1 down.
Like a little cut fastball that time from El Duque to pick up that strikeout.
Number 13, the shortstop.
Got Damon, Clark,
Ray
Nixon,
Sanchez.
Clark again, and now Mirabelli.
He's walked only 2. One was of the intentional variety to Manny Ramirez. But he has not figured out Ray Sanchez. Sanchez singled to right in the 2nd, singled to center in the 5th. 2 for 2. And hitting at 360 currently on the year.
It's a combination here where you can play a little hit and run.
To get back to the bag. Making an appearance in his 2nd game. He made a start over the weekend in Baltimore, but in here is a pinch runner in the 6th. There goes Merloni, a pitch out. They guessed right, and Merloni is dead at second base. Well, they guessed right. Alberto Castillo hopping out, and Merloni gunned down, 2 down.
Nothing Sanchez could do. They pitch out. All you can do is maybe throw the bat at the ball and hope you make contact. Has to take it. A little hesitation by Castillo, but then still able to get it there in time to get Merloni. Well, there was a combination for the hit and run, but the Yankees sniffed it out.
Sanchez out after the 1-0 in the air to shallow right. Shane Spencer coming in. Will make the catch to retire the side. So the Red Sox are retired in the 6th. After 6 from Fenway, 2-0 Boston.
The top of the 7th. Call Sports King of Stone. I'm going to take a road trip to New York for a weekend series on May 31st to July 19th with packages starting as low as $89. Sports King, the sports travel experts, will handle everything, including hotel accommodation, and tickets to the games. To book your trip, call Sports King of Stoneham today at 781-279-4950 or visit www.sportsking.com.
Sonny Kim back out there for the 7th. We got the final out of the 6th inning, getting Shane Spencer to ground out with 2 on. The Yankees have left 7 men on base through the first 6 innings. Nick Johnson leading off for New York here in the top of the 7th inning. Line to left and struck out looking against the Boston starter Darren Oliver. Worked 5 2/3 shutout baseball tonight and has turned it over to the bullpen.
Which has been a problem for the Red Sox over the last couple of games. They're hoping for different results here tonight.
Lou Merloni, who pinch ran for Carlos Baerga, has taken over defensively for Baerga. At second base as Johnson sends this foul down the first base line. There's Lou at second base. Kim with the 2-2. Johnson strikes out. Sonny Kim gets the first strikeout of his outing. 1 down.
Breaking ball down and in. The blind spot for a left-handed hitter. Low inside and off the plate.
The catcher, Alberto Castillo.
Those guys must have faced each other, I would imagine, a few times at the AAA level.
Johnson, a member of the Columbus Clippers, and Sonny Kim of the Pawtucket Red Sox. Alberto Castillo, the number 9 hitter, is 0 for 2. He's had the misfortune of grounding into a double play and flying to right. Chopped. Shortstop Sanchez back in the bag at second and plenty of time. 2 down.
See why Sanchez is so valuable. When Nomar does need a game off, Sanchez can go in at shortstop and play very solid defense.
Number 12, the second baseman.
The defense we knew about. It's been the offense. It's been a surprise for Ray Sanchez this year. And really hit very well during all of spring training after coming over, and has continued it right into the regular season. Tonight he has 2 hits after a 3-hit night last night. Alfonso Soriano, who struck out twice against Darren Oliver, singled to center. 1 of 5 New York hits. Bats with 2 outs and no one on. Lashed foul. Look out into the boxes. Looks like everybody's all right down there.
Well, look how proud she is of that guy, huh?
He catch it on the fly? I'm not sure. Get in there in a hurry.
Doesn't matter. She's so happy. That's my husband. That's my man.
Left center field. On the run is Damon, and it's the bottom of the wall. Soriano is headed for 2, and the throw is not in time. A 2-out double, the second hit of the night for Alfonso Soriano.
It's like a little cutter that time, or a slider from Sonny Kim right at the bottom of the wall. I believe that hits right around where the cement pot is, and quickly caroms back to Johnny Damon. Soriano, I think, surprised that it got to Damon so quickly. Has to go into the head for a slide, but in scoring position with 2 outs.
After Sonny Kim had retired 3 in a row, Alfonso Soriano doubles, and with that, there is action instantly in the Boston bullpen. Lefty and a righty. If I had to guess, I would say that Casey Fossum is one, and the other would be Rich Garces.
You are correct, Donald.
Derek Jeter for the 4th time tonight, 0 for 3. on the ground at Hillenbrand. Shea gobbles it up. The throw is good, and the Yankees are gone in the 7th. 6.5 done. 7th inning stretch time. 2-0 Boston.
Inning stretch from Fenway. The Red Sox have the 2-0 lead. Well, now it's time to keep score with Nesson, sponsored by Pepsi. Remember, kids, don't try this at home. Double play back in the 2nd inning. Castillo to Baega to Tony Clark. And that's pretty basic. That's a 5-4-3 DP. The pitch was a fastball. Pretty simple stuff there, right? I think even you do it like that.
That's exactly how I do it.
All right.
We both do it the same way. I think that may be the only thing we do the same way.
For more tips on how to keep score, pick up your free Nesson Viewer's Guide at Pepsi Displays, located at your local Shores supermarkets and Star Market. The old 5-4-3.
DP1. Well, Sonny Kim getting the job done here tonight. Give up just the 1 hit to Soriano, but after giving up the double, he got Derek Jeter to ground out. Tiring 4 of the 5 batters that he has faced since coming on from the bullpen. In relief of Darren Oliver, who did such a terrific job over 5 2/3 innings. Oliver gave up 5 hits, no runs, walked 3, and struck out 4. The Red Sox having to face El Duque tonight, and he has given up the 2 runs that Boston got in the 5th. Otherwise, he has struck out 5, walked 2, albeit 1 intentionally. Manny Ramirez in the 5th. The top of the Boston order to face El Duque into the 7th. Johnny Damon, Jose Offerman, and Shea Hillenbrand expected to bat in the inning. Damon was 0 for 2 when he came to the plate in the 5th, singled and scored the 2nd Boston run. Chopped down the first base line. Giambi plays it alone, 1 down. They make quick work of Johnny Damon, and Jose Offerman will be coming up next.
Plus Johnny Damon and Giambi teammates last year with the Oakland Athletics to postseason play. I still think the Oakland Athletics are going to do well because of that terrific starting pitching they have.
And in terms of news and notes around the major leagues, Felipe Alou did accept that position with the Tigers. He's going to be the bench coach. I think he only accepted a year, though, did he not?
The report I heard was a 1-year contract.
Yeah. And then he can kind of reevaluate it at the end of the year. Could be a long year there in Detroit. Offerman, who has 2 hits tonight, pops this up into shallow right. Shane Spencer underneath it. He'll take care of it, 2 down. And it'll bring up Shea Hillenbrand. He got a base hit in the 1st, fly to right in the 3rd.
Number 29.
Bounce to shortstop in the 5th.
Shea Hillenbrand.
Manny Ramirez waits on deck if Shea can get on with 2 outs.
That may be the first time this year he has swung at the first pitch. And what happens, they get scouted, right? And obviously the scouts are telling the Yankees, you know, he hasn't swung at the first pitch. So you're probably going to see a lot of fastballs every now and then. You got to try to, you know, take one out of there.
Got to mix it up.
Because all you're going to be down is 0-1. You know, if word gets around quickly, you got to mix it up.
Word got around quickly last year that he swung with everything.
And saw very few strikes on the first pitch.
Grady Little was talking before the game about Manny Ramirez. He feels, a lot of people concerned about the start Manny has had, that Manny has not had much to hit in the way of good pitches. The 0-2 to Hillenbrand. Up and away, does a chase. Well, Duque, who was scratched yesterday from his expected start, in there with a stiff neck from yesterday, was okay to pitch tonight. He's thrown 110 pitches tonight and works here with 2 down in the 7th inning. Again away, and it's 2-2. After Sonny Kim had given up the double, the Red Sox had double-barreled action in the pen. The pens are quiet for both Boston and New York. Sonny Kim with the jacket on. We see him come back out again. Line to left. White on the run. He'll make the diving catch. He robs Hillenbrand of extra bases. And the Red Sox are gone in the 7th. 2-0 Boston. Back at Fenway, 2-0. Red Sox on top as we head to the 8th. Sonny Kim has done a very good job out of the Boston bullpen. After a couple of tough nights for the Red Sox bullpen, he's worked an inning in the 3rd, giving up just 1 hit. Now going to have to face, well, really, the entire lineup is tough, but Bernie Williams, Jason Giambi, and Rondell White. Not a lot of holes in this lineup. Bernie Williams walked and grounded out twice. His 207 career home runs, ranks 8th on the Yankees all-time list. It's 15 home runs to tie Don Mattingly at 222 for his career. He's the 11th New York Yankee to reach the 200 home run plateau. He was able to do that last year in August in Anaheim. Breaking ball in there for strike 1 and 2.
And Bernie's going to complain that's high, but that high pitch has been called all night long. That's actually a hanger right there. I was surprised Bernie didn't swing at it. That definitely falls in the category of the high strike.
But by definition, it's fine. The 1-2. Got him. Second strikeout for Sonny Kim.
Much better breaking ball that time. Drops the curve on him, this time around knee high, and then ends up below the knee. One thing about Miller, the home plate umpire, has been consistent calling those high pitches all night long.
Jason Giambi, 3 for 3. 3 of 6 New York hits tonight belong to this man. 2 singles to left, a double to center, and he takes strike 1. Rich Garces is up in the Boston bullpen. Right now, Sonny Kim, an inning and 2/3 deep into his outing. Ruiz continues to blow out towards left. The flag in left center from right to left across the outfield. In the dirt, it's 2-1. Giambi with 38 home runs last year, 43 the year before. Line to left. Ramirez on the run. Won't get there. Gets by him to the wall. And he plays the carom. On his way to second with his 4th hit of the night goes Jason Giambi.
Well, you'd have to say the Yankee fans may like him a little better after this performance tonight. 4 for 4 for Giambi. That's similar to the line drive Hillenbrand just hit. Rondell White was able to make the play on it. This one just out of the reach of Ramirez.
Now Rondell White, who's 0 for 3. He's grounded out 3 times. Sonny Kim has given up 2 hits, both doubles, one to Soriano and now one to Jason Giambi. Going away, and a good play by Mirabelli to the backhand.
Sweeping breaking ball. Mirabelli looks like a first baseman picking out of the dirt.
Lays down the sign to Sonny Kim with Lance at second base. And he fooled Rondell White right there. 1-1. That'd have been 1-2. I'm trying to think back to a better outing that Sonny Kim may have had in his Red Sox career, and one is not coming to me quickly.
Yeah, he's got good stuff tonight. That was a good changeup.
A 1-2 to White. And go after it. It's 2-2. The time that he made his major league debut, it was in Atlanta, and Jimmy Williams kind of wanted to bring him into a situation where it was a big game against the Braves. Get his feet wet, but it's been used in some not so pressure type situations. Not the case here. The 2-2 in the dirt. Mirabelli again scampering to his right to make the stop.
That time Mirabelli not trying to catch the ball, just block it.
Sonny Kim has thrown 28 pitches through his inning and 2/3 of work. One away. Jason Giambi at second. And a strikeout of Rondell White. 3rd K for Sonny Kim. 2 down.
Once again, that's the changeup. I didn't realize Sonny Kim had that good of a changeup. There were a couple in that at bat to Rondell White, and right-handers don't generally see changeups from right-handed pitches. That's a good one. Ron Coomer has been called back, and it looks like maybe Robin Ventura.
Ventura's hit it .290 so far, with 4 home runs already and 12 runs batted in.
And that'll bring Grady Little out of the dugout with Casey Fawcett loose in the bullpen, so it'll be lefty against lefty.
Ventura not in there tonight with Darren Oliver, with the lefty getting the start for Boston. The manager is making some changes here, and Sonny Kim will head off to a fine cheer from Fenway with 2 down in the top of the 8th. 2-0 Boston.
When nature calls.
Top of the 8th inning, the Red Sox have made a pitching change. But we have our Citizens Bank, not your typical fans of the game. What is that? Cheeseburger.
A hoagie head.
So it is the top of the 8th with 2 down. Casey Fossum is now on.
5th appearance. Casey worked in the ball game last night against Kansas City. He pitched an inning in that game. Overall, 6 innings, a couple of hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts.
Sonny Kim leaves after 2 innings of work. Still responsible for the runner at second base, and Jason Giambi. Good outing for Sonny Kim tonight. Had 3 strikeouts and did not walk anyone. Robin Ventura, pinch hitter, nubs it foul. Mirabelli will run it down just to be sure. Ron Coomer had doubled, grounded out to second, and walked before being hit for here in the 8th by Robin Ventura. Ventura has 15 career grand slams, the most of any active player. He needs one to tie Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, and Dave Kingman. In that category, 1-2. Hit a home run yesterday, has 4 on the year, hit it in Toronto. And he leads the American League in RBIs with 12. 303 is a career pinch hitter. Fenway coming to their feet. 1-2 the count. Fossum deals. Line to right center field. That's going to get down. Giambi around third with the first New York run. And Robin Ventura with a pinch hit RBI single to right center as the Yankees on the board.
Pretty good piece of hitting there by Ventura. Fossum ahead of him, 1-2. Tries to get him with the breaking ball, but Ventura, who had seen about 3 of them so far in that at bat, just reaches out over the plate and puts it on the line. That's some nice hitting by Ventura.
Ventura is going to be run for, and Grady Little is out of the dugout. They'll have a pinch runner. Likely the new pitcher as Rich Garces finishes his final warm-up tosses. And Fossum will have only faced one hitter.
For New York,
Enrique Wilson will be pinch running at first base.
2-1 Boston in the top of the 8th still.
A 2-1 Red Sox lead. Robin Ventura with a pinch hit single to give the Yankees their first run of the night. We remind you this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Boston Red Sox may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Boston Red Sox.
Casey Fossum facing one batter, Robin Ventura, who singled to drive in a run.
now batting for Spencer.
And with
number 28.
Shane Spencer expected to bat, we're going to have a pinch hitter.
Vanderwall.
And Vanderwall will bat. New runner at first base for Ventura, as well as Enrique Wilson will run at first base.
There are the numbers on the season for Garces, trying to shake off his last outing. Only an inning against Kansas City, 4 hits and 4 earned runs allowed.
Here's the pinch hitter, John Vanderwall. Garces to the belt. Strike one over the outside corner. Vanderwall has not played in the last 3 games. He pinch hit for Jason Giambi in the 6th inning of Monday's win at Toronto and struck out. Acquired from San Francisco during the offseason for Jay Watazic, the right-handed reliever the Yankees had last year.
And a good pinch hitter, too, throughout his major league career. A lot of home runs. Look at that,
17. Cliff Johnson holds the record all time with 20. As the crowd comes to their feet at Fenway again, El Guapo's ahead 0-2. Vanderwall down by way of the K. Garces gets him. The Yankees are gone in the 8th. They pick up a run. It's 2-1 Boston. It's on top 2-1, getting ready for the last of the 8th. The Red Sox got terrific starting pitching tonight from Darren Oliver. Able to make the spot start, working 5 2/3. He would strike out 4, including Alfonso Soriano on 2 occasions tonight, and Derek Jeter in the 5th. Ends up going 5 2/3 of shutout baseball. 5 hits, 3 walks, 4 Ks. Hillenbrand with a single and an RBI. Offerman 2 hits and an RBI. And the Yankees 1 for 10 with men in scoring position. El Duque leaves tonight after 7 innings, giving up the 2 runs on 9 hits. He struck out 5 and walked 2, and he will give way to the lefty, Mike Stanton, who comes on now for New York to pitch the last of the 8th.
Stanton making his 4th appearance of the season. He's worked 3 innings, a couple of hits, no runs, 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. A year ago, Stanton made 76 appearances out of the bullpen for the Yankees.
He's second on the Yankees' all-time single-season games pitched list, only behind Jeff Nelson's 77 appearances back in 1997. In that category, he will deal with Manny Ramirez, Tony Clark, and Trot Nixon in the last of the 8th. Boston looking to obtain some insurance on top by a run. Manny, wild swing, nothing in 1. Mike Stanton, of course, coming up in the Braves organization, a member of the Atlanta Braves, 89 through 95, before coming here to Boston. Half the year in Texas and the rest with New York. Manny's in the hole, nothing in 2. Stanton from the stretch with no one on. Ramirez lines it fair, ball down the right field line. Towards the corner, Vanderwall will try to dig it out. Ramirez headed for 2. Manny will get there easily. Leadoff double in the bottom of the 8th.
Certainly a mistake made there by Stanton when you can make that kind of contact on an 0-2 pitch. Interesting. You saw Castillo set up inside. Instead, Stanton goes with a fastball away and right down the line. So Manny with a couple of hits in this ball game, 2 for 3. Red Sox would certainly like to add some before the top of the 9th.
Alberto Castillo, new to the organization, appearing in just his 3rd game. How much he has worked with a lot of these Yankees pitchers, used to Jorge Posada, as Tony Clark stands in. Only batting from the right side for the first time tonight. 0 for 3 from the other side against the Yankees' right-handed starter, El Duque, with a pair of strikeouts tonight. Rays off, 1-1. Yankees have further action in the bullpen. The right-hander is up. Boston has action in their pen. Popped up foul off the first base side. That'll reach the seats down by the tarp. Steve Parsay, who was up earlier, back up in the New York bullpen. And if there's any questions about who's coming on, there's your answer. Ugi Urbina, who Grady Little made it very clear before the game. If the Red Sox were in this situation tonight, he would not hesitate for a moment to bring Ugi back out again, despite what took place here last night. A 1-2. Clark sends it on the ground to Soriano. But a productive out with the ground ball to the right side. Onto third goes Ramirez with one away.
What a good job by Tony Clark. Gets a couple of strikes on him. Still tries to go to the opposite field. Good job by Tony Clark. Get Ramirez to third base with only the 1 out. The case there of a power hitter shortening up his swing with 2 strikes to try to get the job done. Those are the little things that mean a lot, especially in these close games.
Now Trot Nixon 0 for 3. Struck out in the 2nd. Fly deeply to center in the 4th. Fouled out in the 5th. 32 RBIs from the 7th inning on. Last season, the 2nd most on the Red Sox. And he led that charge with 34 last season. The Yankees have the infield in all the way around. Stanton with the 0-1.
I doubt very much the Red Sox will be playing contact here with a ground ball with Ramirez at third base. A lot of times you see that with one out, but Manny does not have real good speed.
Will Merlone waits on deck. He ran for Baerga in the 6th. Looks like Jason Varitek has grabbed a bat. No, I'm mistaken. He's just down at the end of the dugout. Maloney waiting on deck. See if Lou will hit. The 2-1. 2-2.
I think a lot maybe depends on what happens here with Trot Nixon.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out in the last of the 8th. Red Sox with a 1-run advantage, trying to add to it. The 2-2. Foul off third. They reach the seats and will up off the ricochet off the top of the Yankees dugout. Little had the 1-run advantage heading to the top of the 9th last night in the finale against the Royals. Love to have more of a lead in which to work with tonight to head to the 9th, especially against this New York Yankees club. Stanton ready in the 2-2. Nixon lifts it in the air to center field. Manny standing at third. Williams coming on. He'll make the catch, not nearly deep enough for Manny to try it. And he remains at third with now 2 down. And Merlone is headed to the plate.
Well, big out there for Stanton, obviously. Pop up, not hit deep enough to even try to score Ramirez.
We have Nomar Garciaparra right now on the Boston bench with 2 outs in the last of the 8th inning. Maloney will hit for himself. Lou batting for the first time. He ran for Baerga in the 6th. For the strike. He has had success against the New York Yankees. And after running for Baerga in the 6th inning, he came on defensively and replaced him at second base. Doubling to begin the inning. Clark grounded out to get Ramirez to third. Nixon flied to center. Manny still standing at third with 2 down. And the 0-2 to Lou. It just misses, and it's 1-2. Only 1 for 3. Had a base hit in his first at bat in his first start of the year in Baltimore on Sunday. Starting behind Pedro Martinez. it to left field. That's headed to the corner. Ramirez is in, and the Red Sox lead it 3-1. Lou's into second with a ribby double.
Big clutch two-out base hit for Maloney, down a couple of strikes, and Stanton hangs the breaking ball. Watch the location of this curveball from Stanton. Just stays up in the zone, and Maloney puts it on the line down that left field corner, and the Red Sox get their pad lead back. That's part of the batting order right there. Baega's had a couple of hits in the game. Now Maloney with a clutch double.
Now Mirabelli stands in and takes ball one. Doug 0 for 2 with a walk. 0 for 6 so far in the 2002 campaign. Red Sox got a pair of runs in the 5th. They've added a run in the last of the 8th. Looking ahead to the top of the 9th for New York, the scheduled hitters are Nick Johnson, Alberto Castillo, and Alfonso Soriano, 8, 9, and 1. Urbina's just looking on from the pen. Torre is headed to the mound. They've had Parsay warming in the bullpen. The count is 2-0. And even though it is in the middle of the at-bat, he's going to take Stanton out. So a pitching change. The Red Sox on top now 3-1. Still in the midst of the last of the 8th.
Red Sox have the 3-1 lead in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Sox fans keep the Fenway experience going a little longer in 2002. The diamond at Fenway, located right behind Grandstand Section 30, will now serve as Fenway's own sports bar from the 7th inning until 2 hours after the game. So come see live post-game shows and interviews, or just watch a late game on one of the 14 TVs.
Will Merlone with the clutch double down the left field line that scored Manny Ramirez from third. Gives the Red Sox the 2-run advantage. The Yankees have changed pitchers in the middle of a hitter. Greg Mirabelli with a count of 2-0. Mike Stanton leaves. Steve Parsay comes on.
And a rough start for Parsay in a Yankee uniform. Signed to a long-term deal in the offseason. Last year split time between Cleveland and Atlanta. Really hope to have him serve like Jeff Nelson did when he was here with the Yankees. Teaming up with Mike Stanton as setup men.
Stanton giving up a pair of doubles in the inning. The first hitter, Ramirez. And after he got 2 outs and was ahead of Merlone, a double served up to Lou and an RBI double at that. Parsay with a gander at second. Mirabelli, a broken bat looper to left. White's coming on, and he will run it down. Hung up long enough for him to run underneath it. But the Red Sox get a run in the bottom of the 8th. On to the 9th, 3-1 Boston. Exclusive coverage of Boston Red Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines, bringing people together with low fares. By Citizens Bank, not your typical bank. And by Kohl's Department Stores. That's more like it. Comfortable night at Fenway Park. 3-1 Red Sox on top as we head to the 9th. Red Sox gathering some insurance in the last of the 8th inning on the RBI double by Lou Merlone. And as we head to the 9th, 3 saves under his belt. Ugi Urbina is on.
Urbina making his 6th appearance, 3 saves, all coming in the Baltimore series. And last night, a disaster here at Fenway against Kansas City. A third of an inning, 2 hits, 3 earned runs, and a couple of walks for Urbina. And as you said, Don, Grady Little said if you get him in a save situation tonight, he's going to be right back out there. And here he is.
Nick Johnson, 0 for 3 tonight. Flied out, struck out twice. Urbina is the 5th pitcher used tonight for Grady Little. Strike 1. Urbina made quick work of the Baltimore Orioles over last weekend. On just 37 pitches, he was able to rack up his first 3 saves of the year.
Jorge Posada has come out on deck to hit the Castillo.
The 0-2 from Oogie, up and away. This is down and in this time, and it's 2-2. Sort of a check swing, but no appeal. Nick Johnson, the number 8 hitter. As Darren mentioned, Posada has come out on deck to hit for the number 9 hitter, Alberto Castillo. The 2-2. In the air to right. Stroke well. Nixon heading back. Shy of the bullpen. Into the bullpen. 3rd home run of the year. Nick Johnson has brought the Yankees back within a run. And a dubious beginning to the 9th for Oogie Urbina.
Nick Johnson would have had a tough night until this at bat. 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. A little cut fastball looked like from Urbina and into the Yankee bullpen. How big is that double look by Lou right now?
Looms large. Still nobody out. Posada hit by a foul tip, not in the lineup until now. And it happened in Toronto. As the shoulder area is off to a good start, 3-13. 6 runs batted in. A non-throwing shoulder. And a strike over the outside corner, 1-1. Oliver, Sonny Kim, Casey Fossum, Rich Garces, and now Oogie Urbina used tonight by Grady Little. Urbina's ahead, 1-2. After Posada, it's back up to the top of the order for the Yankees, Alfonso Soriano. And then Derek Jeter after Soriano. Evens out at 2-2. Posada, line drive, snared on the backhand by Sanchez. 1 away.
Sounded like a broken bat for Posada. Soft line drive right at Sanchez. Here's a look at the home run again by Nick Johnson to make it a 1-run ball game.
Alfonso Soriano 2 for 4. Struck out twice early in the game. They came back with a single and a double in each of his last 2 at bats. Urbina's ahead 0-2. Jeter waits on deck. 1 out in the 9th.
Don't have to throw a strike now. See if Soriano will chase something.
He does, and he got him. First strikeout for Urbina, 2 down in the 9th.
Don't have to come close to the plate with the 0-2 count. Soriano pretty much a free swinger. He'll chase the breaking ball way off the outside corner.
Now Urbina's going head-to-head with Derek Jeter with 2 outs in the 9th. Jeter has grounded out 3 times and struck out, an 0-for-4 evening for Derek Jeter. He was hitting at .271 so far in 2002. Urbina working from the stretch with no one on. The 1-0 to Jeter. Fouled off the right side. 1-1. Pedro works tomorrow against David Wells in Game 2 of the series. Red Sox trying to capture the first one tonight. The 1-1 to Jeter. Misses away. 2-1. Now the 2-1 from Oogie. On the corner, 2-2, and the Yankees are down to their last strike. Urbina peers in, finds out what he'll throw. Brings the 2-2. Misses away. Jeter sort of lunging across the plate, didn't offer, and it's a full count.
Good pitch, though, by Urbina. Something he had to think about, and Jeter just barely able to hold off. Tried to get him with the slider.
Bernie Williams on deck, but Urbina would like to end it right here. Reaches in and pulls out the 3-2 pitch. In the air to right. Playable for Nixon. Trot's coming on. The Red Sox take Game 1 of the series. Oogie Urbina comes back and picks up save number 4 of the year. And the Red Sox win it 3-2. The Yankees able to pick up a run in the 9th on the home run from Nick Johnson. The first hitter that Oogie Urbina faced, but he comes on, is able to get Posada to line out, Soriano to strike out, and Derek Jeter to fly out to conclude the 9th. And the big hit from Lou Merlone turns out to be the game-winning hit on the double down the line that scored Ramirez with the needed insurance run, which has given the Red Sox the 3-2 victory here tonight. A well-pitched performance, and Darren Oliver certainly deserving of his first win. El Duque 1-1, and Oogie Urbina gets his 4th save of the year. Once again, the final score, 3-2 Boston. Coming up next, extra inning.